Well, as we get set to close out this week, it has been a very special week for W.A. Wright Elementary as they spent some time this week in a special presentation spotlighting and honoring the man whose name is on their building. History is what helps produce a culture, whether it's a large company, a small business, or even a school. This week, students and teachers at W.A. Wright Elementary learned more about their namesake and the man whose name is the first thing they see each day.
Although his picture is on the wall, and from time to time you may have a student say, "Who is that?"
This all started recently when a teacher at W.A. Wright unknowingly visited a place of business in Mount Juliet where one of the employees is Mr. Wright's daughter, Kathy. The two struck up a conversation and both thought it would be a great idea to share the life and legacy of Mr. Wright to current students and faculty, and the school's administration agreed.
It's very important that we all, faculty, staff, and students and community members, to be able to come back, and those that know Mr. W.A. Wright, to tell his story of who he was and to shed light on why we have a school named after him and how phenomenal of a man he was and how we're so honored to be a part of this school.
For longtime Wilson County residents, many may know the incredible background of Mr. Wright. But with the school having been around for over 30 years and many new families and students arriving to the area over the past few decades, this special program sparked new momentum in his remembrance for those who just simply don't know much about Mr. Wright, who's considered a local legend.
Can he just do everything?
Anything he touched turned to gold, or he was just one of those people. He just did well at everything. Everything. I've never met anybody like him before. He was just he was the most amazing father you could ever ask for as well.
Several community leaders shared fond memories about Mr. Wright and his enormous impact that lives on today. Mr. Wright's contributions to the Wilson County community were substantial. He was a teacher, a principal at Lebanon High School, and he served as superintendent of schools up until his tragic death from a fatal car accident back in 1989. Around that time, the school as it stands today was in the process of being planned and then built. So it was only fitting to name the school in his honor, and district leaders and board members approved that initiative.
As a daughter, is it surreal to be at a platform or at a podium today talking to students that has your dad's namesake on the building?
It's been like that my whole life. I was 8 when he passed, and I've always known how amazing he was. I witnessed it, I lived it. But to see the magnitude of who he was has always been surreal. But it's also one of those you think about, what else could he have done if he'd have still been here? What else could he have gone higher and higher and higher? But I do love that these students, that the name is after him because he was so amazing.
W.A. Wright Elementary has enjoyed many successes through the years, and their culture does reflect the man that Mr. Wright was. He was a star athlete in basketball and baseball. In fact, the Carson Newman grad won a gold medal for the U.S. in the Pan Am Games back in the late 60s. He loved education, and he loved helping students any way that he could. He's exactly what this school strives to be each day, and that's being a winner in the classroom and beyond.
I love the fact that although he was a great student, a great athlete, loved his family, and he valued education. And I think that's what's important for our boys and girls to hear today. Regardless of what it is that you want to do, education is key, and education is very important to get to wherever it is that you want to go.
There's only been 4 principals at W.A. Wright Elementary in its over 30-year history. All of them were on hand to enjoy the festivities this week. Mr. Wright would be proud of each and every one of them for all that they've done to help make this school a very special place that's backed by a very special name.
W.A. Wright just has history of being very strong in academics, very strong in family and community. So I'm just really excited to be a part of the school.
I'm Barb Barker with Wilson County Schools.